Hello, hello, hello. Today I am here with Andrea, and we are talking all about mental health and wellness. Super, super excited. This is going to be so much fun. For those of you that don't know me, I am Sabrina Victoria. I am the host here at Her Talk Show. And if you have not already subscribed, get on that subscribe button. These podcasts are guaranteed to have you thinking differently about health, wellness, life, business, all the things. Let's jump right in.
Get ready because today's guest is about to change the way you view your world. This is Her Talk Show, hosted by Sabrina Victoria.
All right. If you're listening live, welcome. If you're listening on the replay, drop in the comments, say hello so we can send you some love. Listen, we've had over 600 women on this stage. We are adding another one to the list today. Andrea, she is a transformation coach for moms, really helping them pivot their focus into more abundant life. Super, super excited to have you here. Welcome.
Thank you. It's nice to be here. Thank you, Sabrina.
Yeah, 100%. I just realized my laptop is losing battery. So in about a few minutes, you're going to see me get up and walk to an outlet. So just ignore that part to plug it in. But so health, wellness, mental health, what has brought us to this? Why are you so passionate about this subject?
Because, it's been a big thing, in my family, in my life, and me being a mom, myself, I have two adult kids now. My daughter is my oldest, 27, and she's suffered ongoing with PTSD, anxiety, and depression. She's had a lot of traumatic things happen to her in her life. And same with me. My whole thing starts when I was a little girl, not never really feeling enough. I had a mom that just always made somebody else more important than me. I had a feeling of abandonment when I was 7, whether or not she knew what she was doing or not. Not that she did, but as a 7-year old, when your mom just, whatever reason, just takes you, drops you off at a neighbor's, you turn around, she's gone, and you don't see her for like the whole weekend. Pretty much, it was a couple of days. My dad got me. That kind of triggers something. So it just, as I just been very, very passionate about just helping get rid of, because there's a big stigma around mental health, and I think we're doing better than we were, and I think a lot of it stems from the pandemic, because I think that changed. I think more people talk about their mental health more openly now than they did. We are still nowhere. There's a lot of stigma there, but it is a lot more open.
Absolutely, 100%. So, in your journey throughout your life, when did you discover personal development? What was the situation that came to bay where you decided I need to learn more on, my mental health?
I would say that basically after my divorce, I was married for 19 years and with 2 kids, and when I realized that, because you know my ex, I thought that was the perfect marriage. We don't go into getting married thinking we're going to get divorced, and he was very like abusive verbally and emotionally to me. Literally would put me down. For just like made me feel like I wasn't important. Now again, those are triggers because I grew up with that. So now feeling that way, and I think basically once I got, I wasn't feeling comfortable, and it literally led me to actually, all of a sudden, I started meeting other people when I was married, and I actually almost had an extramarital affair. I didn't go all the way because then I realized what am I doing, and but I realized what's happening. I'm not happy there. I like he's not making me feel happy, and things were really bad, and I just knew I had my two kids. I had to take care of them, and that's when I started. I need to get therapy. I need to seek somebody to help me, and that's when I first ventured in to therapy. And that was an ongoing thing because I still was going back and forth. I wasn't, a lot of things. I guess part of me knew I needed to, but then I was always focusing on my kids. So it took me a while to get comfortable with that person. And then when I finally did, they were moving on, and I needed to find someone else. I was tired of this happening because I didn't want to start my story all over again. Like I didn't want to start like gaining trust again with somebody else. So that kept me back. And it wasn't until probably in my early 50s that I really I said to myself, I need to get help because I am and it was just about when my dad passed away. That was probably the biggest trigger for me because my dad was everything. He was everything to me, and as a grandfather to my daughter, who also found it hard. That was the big thing that made me realize I need to stand. My father also did everything for me. If I needed something, my kids, he'd be there. So a lot of things I didn't relatively step up and do it myself because I know my father was always there to pick up the pieces, even with me and my kids. So it was almost like, okay, he's gone. Okay, I know. God, you took him away for a reason because now I need to wake up and do it. And that's when it all started for me. And I say the last 5 years has been much better. And I can even see the relationships with my kids, especially my daughter, because she sees I'm not that scary mommy I was when I was always yelling at my kids. Not that I wanted, but everything was triggering me. I was overwhelmed. I had so much anxiety, depression, and it just was like I couldn't handle all this stuff. And I would just snap at my kids, and I'm like, that's not me. Why am I doing that? And now it's like I am so much calmer. And when my kids react, what normally would have sent me in a tailspin, now I'm like a lot better. Like I learned to respond to them, listen and respond, not react.
Wow, very interesting. I would love for you to talk about, because so many individuals around the world deal with this where they're one way, they don't really know. They know there's a different way, but how? So, how did you do it? Did you read a book? Did you watch some videos? Did you join a podcast? Did you get a coach? Did you go into meditation, start doing yoga? What was your journey into learning? Like, what was your first step?
Probably going online and, yes, going on YouTube. YouTube is always my go to so much in learning. And just listen, like you said, listen to different podcasts on there, doing a lot of research. I actually have it goes to my email. I'm actually connected like a Google alert. Google alert is so good because you can get alerts keep sending to you updated on different things like in mental health or whatever you're interested, whatever you're learning about, and you can and it kind of keeps you updated on what's going around, what's like coming up and the new things. And I with me, yeah, I love to read. I a lot of books, a lot of books. I'm always reading.
Beautiful. Um, Speaking directly to individuals who are looking to transform their mental and their wellness, what are the first three steps that you recommend individuals to take in order to pivot? You know, what do you teach your clients as far as the most important things to start to look into?
Well, one of the very first thing is to accept, like you accept where you are. Like you have to real and you gotta realize that because what happens a lot of times to people too, you're not I'm okay, I'm okay. And you're just and that's what I did for years. I just be like, I'm fine, I'm fine. I but not real and in the back of my head I knew I wasn't. And I knew there wasn't fine, but I just kept burying it there. You have to accept it, and that takes time. It's not something that happens overnight. And one of the tools I always and I'll even share with my clients. One of the biggest ones is journaling, and that's how I got journal. Journaling helps me so much because it really helps get everything out, and it gets everything out of your head too. Because when we're keeping everything in here, it's just that's what's happening, and we're just swirling it around. We have to get that out, and once we get that out, and we know what we're doing, we have to accept that. You know what? Accept where you are, and let it pass. Like people like, oh, I don't want to think about it, but they think about it, and that's just it. They start to engage in those thoughts, like the thoughts are there, and that's what keeps them like in that moment because it's not going. You want to accept it. You want to let those bad thoughts happen, but you want to pass them through and just let them go bye bye. Because you want that's the first. Because if you can't accept them, that nothing's going to change from there. You have to accept the reality. Whether it's how bad it is, or you have to accept it.
Okay,
You're
so
not
acceptance, journaling, and then what's the third step?
I would say once you do that is now it's making a plan, finding what's right for you, and self-care is the biggest one. Self-care, you have to take care of you. And a lot of times I see a lot of people that go through any kind of mental health issues, anxiety or whatever traumas, usually have a lack of self-care. They're like people pleasers, and they want to do everything for everybody else, and they don't take care of themselves. And that in my own journey I've found to be so important. You have to literally take time. You have to schedule. People go, well, I do. You have to schedule it like you schedule an appointment. You have to schedule that time. I don't care if it's 30 minutes, you go for a walk or whatever it is. But you have to do something for you. You have to have your time. It's like it's non negotiable. Like I tell you, it's non negotiable. You have to do that.
What are some examples of self-care that you do?
Um, I walking, going to the gym. That's my time. Going to the gym. I literally even I don't even want to hear from the phone. I have my music. I go, and that's my time. 45 minutes an hour at the gym. That's me. And then nice weather. I like to go walking. I like to be in nature. People they always go, oh, well, I like to get my nails done. You know what? That's not. Yes, it is self care, but people think if that's you and you want to take the time to go get your nails done, to go pedicure, we all like to do that. That's fine too. But there's a little bit more than that. Maybe meditating. I do a lot of that. Quiet time. My day starts with a half an hour of like scripture reading, quiet time with God, morning for about 30 minutes. That's how I start my day. Uninterrupted time. Like everybody knows that's my time.
I hear you. So for those listening who are interested in possibly learning more or working with you, could you let us know who do you help? Who should be reaching out to you?
Well, any mom, usually moms over 40 who have gone through life, maybe have kids, that they have teenagers, young adults, and they're realizing that they they're not the best. Like they have a lot, they're very overwhelmed they get overwhelmed, they get a lot of anxiety, and they realize that they're just not that best mom or the married, the best wife, that best person that they can be. And they just want to know how, can they have more harmony in their life? Because that's my program too. It's actually takes them through its 7 steps, and it takes them through how to have a more harmonious life and be the best version of yourself.
Absolutely. That's great. And then as far as where people can find you, where do you hang out on social media? Do you have a
Um,
website? How can people
I'm,
follow you?
I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I also have a Facebook group on Facebook for moms over 40 who want to live a harmonious life. It's a community. I just formed it not too long ago, about 5, 6 months ago. And, it's a community where moms can come together, connect, support each other, and just, that group of people that are alike. Because when you connect with like minded people, that's where it's strength.
Beautiful. What's the name of the book? Where can we find you on social? What do
I
you want
could
to?
actually, yeah, I can always drop the link. I can send you the link
Okay.
for it. It's Moms Over 40 Living a Harmonious Life, but I
Oh, okay.
can send you over the link.
Awesome. And then how can people find you on Facebook and Instagram? Are you under your name?
I'm under my name on both of them. And Instagram, it's at Living Harmoniously is
Awesome.
my Instagram, and Facebook is my name.
Awesome. Okay. Beautiful. Well, this has been an absolute delight. I love that you have the 7 steps. I think that this is what people need. People need some structure, some organization, and a path. A path to a better way of thinking mentally and emotionally. So, super, super excited for you. Super excited for your community. Any closing thoughts as we wrap up?
Uh, no, not really. I mean, just that, yeah, people definitely, that's my whole thing is everybody, they know they want to feel better, but that's just it. They don't know where to go. They don't know where to go, and they don't know how to do it. And that's like when I formed my program, I took those steps as those are mine. Everything in my program is what I've done. I share what I'm doing because I'm still on my journey. It's like a never ending thing. It doesn't just happen. I'm learning every day. And, and I also tell people in it, even you're going to fall back. You're going to fall back and you're going to be like, why did I do that? Or why did I say that? That's like the old me. It's gonna happen. But what happens is when you're on a healing journey, you realize it now. Like, whereas before you didn't realize it. Now you realize it. When I fall back, I'll be like, okay, that wasn't me. Why did I say that? Because I'm on a healing journey, and now I know. I said, okay, it's all right. I can pass by. And that's why I said I don't give those thoughts normally. If something would happen, I would give those thoughts and keep it in my head. And that's where, and it just makes you crazy. But when I can literally say, okay, why did I do that? That's not me. I know better, and I can move it on. And that's when you start to see things like that in your journey, that's a huge healing. That's a huge healing step.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, your insight on this topic. For those of you listening live, make sure you follow, make sure you like. This is Her Talk Show. My name is Sabrina Victoria. And I encourage you to follow our community, Her Nation, where we continue to have uplifting conversations just like this with women like Andrea. Until next time, do something awesome today. Much love.